Are you ready to date a Filipina? If you're one of many people worldwide who are considering dating a Filipina, then by the time you watch this entire video, you'll know if you're ready to date a Filipina. Looking to date a Filipina or already dating or married to a Filipina? I use my experiences around my relationship with my Filipino wife of 6 years, as well as my professional experience as a qualified relationship counsellor for over the past 10 years. Are you after resources, tips and information for a successful relationship with your Filipina and to maintain it well into the future? No problems, just take a moment to subscribe and press the bell icon to get all our future videos, and I promise you'll never miss out again. The first thing that I'll tell you straight up is that you need to ask yourself why it is you want a relationship and possibly marriage with a Filipina. And you need to be honest with yourself here. Is your main reason because you want a young hottie so you can impress some friends, or is possibly payback to your much older ex who may have left you? Or are you going through some sort of midlife crisis and dating a Filipina sounds like a bit of fun? What we need to remember is that dating a Filipina should be taken seriously. Many Filipinas have a tough enough life without you adding to their problems by giving them a world of hope just to help you through a particular phase in your life. For guys who are looking for a bit of short-term fun, there are many possibilities with some Filipinas as long as you're open and upfront with them at the start. The second thing is to look at what you know about Filipinas. If you think they're similar to any other woman you've ever dated before, then you need to really think again. There is a vast difference, and one that requires plenty of research and learning prior to even looking for a Filipina to have any type of relationship with. Many Filipinas are religious. In fact, over 80% of the country's population are Catholics, with some being more religious than others. The highly religious Filipinas may believe in not having sex prior to marriage, and so they may be inclined to speed up the relationship so they don't have to abstain for many years. Those Filipinas may also follow the Catholic Church's directive around not using artificial contraception should they venture into having sex either prior to marriage or after marriage. This may be okay for you if you're happy to have plenty of children with your Filipina. Otherwise, if not, this is a great discussion to have around the use of contraception once you get to know the Filipina a little bit and you're thinking about the possibility of having a long-term relationship with her. Have you ever heard or do you know about tampo, which is a culturally acceptable behavior in a relationship between a Filipino and a Filipino man? But many foreign men will not tolerate tampo, and many will consider this behavior to be manipulative and childish. For those that are not aware of what tampo is, then I'll quickly explain. It's when a Filipina may become upset by something you've said or done, even if you're unaware of what has upset her. She won't communicate with you, and she may give you the silent treatment for anywhere from a couple of hours to many days on end. Of course, there are varying degrees of tampo, and not all Filipinas are the same, but know this: if your Filipina takes tampo to the extreme, you will be in for a nightmare of a relationship. So learn about tampo by clicking on the link at the top of the screen when this video is completed. Another major thing that you'll need to be very aware of is that Filipinas are extremely family orientated. They're very close to their parents, siblings, uncles, aunts, cousins and nephews. A typical Filipino family can have many extended family members, and they do all like to help one another. In fact, many Filipinas, whether they're single or have children of their own, will still live with their parents until they marry. This is far different to those in the West who like to get out on their own as soon as possible to become what they call more independent. I like the idea of families staying together and looking out for one another as long as they mostly get on well. It's usually the Filipinas' role to help look after the parents as they get older and it's a role that a Filipina will gladly accept. So this leads into the next thing you really need to be aware of to know if you are ready to date a Filipina. And that is, with many Filipinas, when they're single, they may go off and work, which often will be away from their home in the province. They do this to earn an income so they can help their parents and their family. Many of these Filipinas will send a good portion of their hard-earned pesos home to their families each month, usually leaving themselves the bare minimum to live on. That is how important a Filipina will see her role looking after her parents in the Philippines. So what happens when a Filipina finally marries a man in a foreign country and leaves the Philippines to start her life with this man in her new country? She doesn't automatically lose her sense of responsibility or duty to help her parents financially. For her to stop helping her parents while she's so far away would be absolutely devastating to her. So she'll want to send money home on a monthly basis because it's what she's always done and what she believes to be the right thing to do. And of course, she loves her parents very much. This is why many Filipinas who go to live overseas after marriage will get a job and work very hard at that job, even if they don't like it, in order to be able to send money home to the parents. Simply put, this is who they are as Filipinas. And if this is a worry to you, then stop watching this video right now and forget about dating a Filipina altogether. If you're a man who's looking to find the right Filipina for you and you're not sure where to start, then click on my affiliate link in the pinned comment to the Philippines' #1 online dating site, where you can create an account for free and view thousands of profiles of beautiful Filipinas right now. Many men in our YouTube community have found the love of their life on this site, and you can too. You really have nothing to lose. The next thing is you're going to need to learn about Filipino food, and especially budget food or street food in the Philippines. Many Filipinas will enjoy such delicacies as balut, which simply put is a duck embryo, chicken intestines, chicken feet, pig's ears and dried fish, just to name a few. Now, to be honest with you, all of those things I really detest, but my Filipino wife loves them, so I would never stop her eating them as long as I don't have to. Now, with that having been said, the Philippines also has some wonderful and very flavoursome foods, so don't be shy in trying some of these dishes when you get a chance. The third thing to really consider is what type of Filipina will you be looking for and where will you find her. Consider very carefully what traits, qualities and morals the Filipina should have. Should she be educated, speak good English, be attractive? How religious should she be? Does she want kids with you, and does she already have kids? Is she a strong, independent woman who can look after herself well? Should she be over a certain age, possibly a more mature woman than a young 20-year-old? And the list for you to consider will go on and on. There really is so much to consider when looking for a Filipina that will be suited to you, and vice versa. Once you have a clear idea of the type of woman you're looking for, you need to make sure that you're aware of all the various love, dating or romance scams going on in the Philippines each and every day. We need to remember that the Philippines is a developing country with a good number of people in poverty, and as such they will find love scams as a very good way to make money. I have a playlist on the Philippines love scams you can check out at the end of this video to give you a lot of information on how to spot a love scam and know the genuine Filipinas from the not so genuine Filipinas. Once you have all this information that I've mentioned so far in this video, you're now ready to find an amazing Filipina to spend your life with. But how do you find her? People may look on free Facebook groups and some will get lucky there, but the amount of Filipina scammers on those pages is tremendous, and as such you'll reduce your chances of finding a good Filipina and increase your chances of becoming a love victim scam. One of the most popular ways is to go to an online dating site. Now, you still need to be very careful because these sites will still have scammers there, but some will have more than others. My recommendation is to go to where many people have recommended, and that's why I always point people towards the Philippines' #1 dating site. My link is in the pinned comment below. It's free to create an account, so feel free to check it out. Other people may like the old-fashioned way of getting on a plane and going directly to the Philippines and finding a good Filipina themselves. It certainly becomes an exciting adventure, and I do see the value in doing so. But unfortunately, many people don't have the luxury of being able to do this, so they'll start their search via online dating. And of course, with no air travel this time into the Philippines, online dating becomes the only option. But it is a great opportunity to meet a good Filipina and get to know her well without physical intimacy getting in the way and clouding our judgment. If you've made it this far into the video, then you would have plenty to consider. It may sound like a lot of work, and in some senses it is, but it's also very interesting in learning about the Filipina, her culture and food, and her country. I actually never thought of it as hard work myself, as I was intrigued, and the more I learnt, the more I wanted to learn. And I can honestly say that after nearly 7 years of marriage to a Filipina, I highly recommend dating and marrying a Filipina. But again, you must do all in your power to learn as much as you can so you can find the right Filipina for you. Feel free to like and share the video, subscribe and press the bell icon for future videos. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all your support. Take care and bye for now.